What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller, here with the Let's Play at IGN, but this time, special superstar guest is none other than TNA's Christopher Daniels.
Hello, everyone. I'm here in the IGN domicile, ready to play some. Can I say what we're about to play?
Yeah, people can see it. They know it. They already know.
They already know. It's Lego Marvel superheroes.
Yeah, we're starting it from the very beginning. You haven't seen this game in action, right?
I have not.
And here's the thing. You're a huge Marvel fan.
I'm a huge Marvel fan.
What I am to DC, you are to Marvel. And that's cool. I like that a lot. I like what you're doing here. I like that you are this big, brooding, tough guy, and then you come home and you read comics.
I do.
You have children. The children are going to love this. You got to play this with them.
Yes,
look how cute
Lego.
this is.
They love Lego. They love. They play Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, Lego Harry Potter. They didn't even see Harry Potter, and they played Lego Harry Potter. That's how much they love Lego.
Why haven't they seen Lego Harry Potter?
No, they've never seen regular.
Why?
We
Too
never.
You against witchcraft?
No. They just weren't into it.
Okay.
They were a little young when the first one came out, and they weren't really interested in seeing like part 6. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they may get into it as they're older. I don't know.
All right.
I'm not against it.
Well,
I've never seen any of them either. So
have you read the books?
I read the first one. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I read it. It was one of those. It was a book that I read like in a sitting.
Sure.
So
Yeah. So now here's the thing I'm going to blow your mind with here. You ready?
Here we go.
This is the best Lego game of all time.
Oh,
So
that's high praise
So
then.
this is what's happening. And that's coming, like I said, from a DC fanboy.
High
I
praise.
loved Lego Batman 2, which was basically this with the DC universe.
Right.
Superman, Supergirl, everybody's there.
We have that. We have Lego Batman at home.
This is
My
better.
son plays it.
And,
That's awesome.
and this is also, like, you know, we did a video here for IGN. It'll be up soon.
Okay.
First off, we did the conversation about comics. You were on Up at Noon. That goes live on December 30th. Everybody should check that out. But we did the conversation about comics, right? And we were talking about fanboys and how it's dumb. I do like Marvel. I just prefer DC. I can honestly tell you that this is, like, better than Lego Batman 2 was.
Wow.
And it was the first time I ever looked at the roster of Marvel characters, and I was just like, damn. They're a bit more colorful. They're a bit more vibrant. You know what I mean? Like, when you see all these little plastic guys running around, you realize, like, when you see Deadpool out there and Spider-Man out there and Iron, you know what I mean? You're like, holy crap. Like, don't get me wrong, DC's got a bunch of cool people. But when you look at their figures compared to these figures, not nearly, I don't think, as crazy as colorful.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, man. One of the great things about being a comic fan these days is that there's a lot more of the universe that's – it used to be back in the day, if something came out that was comic book based, it was just the mainstream guys.
Sure.
You would see a Spider-Man, you'd see a Batman. You would never see a Deadpool. You would never see a Wolverine.
Yeah.
But now, like Lego superheroes, you've got Deadpool, you've got what you would consider second tier, third tier characters.
They got Howard the Duck in this game.
That says it all,
Yeah.
bro. You would never see any of that in the mainstream like 20 years ago. You know, so that to me is awesome. That the comics have become so popular that you've got a video game like this where – is that the Abomination?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, the Abomination. You would never see the Abomination 20 years ago.
Right.
Never.
Yeah. They've definitely – comics have come into their own, I think,
Yeah.
through movies, right? That seems to be the thing that finally broke down the walls.
Yeah, and I think too the idea of the graphic novel and making it much more accessible to first-time readers has helped.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I think that was one of the things that helped get the movies off the ground was the idea, okay, I take it I'm Iron Man then.
Yeah. You've played these with your children?
Yeah,
I'm sure not nearly as much as I have. I have a platinum in Lego Batman too. No big deal. But yeah, you get it. Smash everything up. Get the studs.
Yeah, get some studs.
We get too far away, it does that crazy screen break.
Yeah.
But yeah, what really I love about this Lego game in particular, right, is the fact that it kind of acts as a sequel to the Avengers.
Oh, okay.
It does because, like, in a little bit, spoilers: the Stark Tower is going to get screwed up, and Tony's going to say, "Oh man, I just fixed that" or whatever. and it works in a way that they can get away with stuff that the movies can't, right? Like, clearly, Spider-Man can't be in the Avengers based on, you know, movie licensing
Sony
deals,
versus Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. So here you go.
How disappointing is that, by the way?
Yeah. Well, it's one of those. Eventually, you have to imagine, right, that they're going to change that. They're going to, you know, when movies go up for options, you can bid on those rights. And Marvel's already been buying stuff back, so you hope that they'll do that. Tap it, sorry.
Well, it's funny. That was one of the when they announced the new X-Men movie. Not Days of Future Past, but they announced X-Men Apocalypse for 2016. That was one of the they made a point that they were like, the more movies in the Spider-Man universe and X-Men universe that Fox makes, the less likely that there's ever going to be a full
crossover.
Yeah, because
that sucks, man.
Yeah.
I would
Unless, and this is something that I think could possibly happen. They do a co-licensing thing, and my thought process is, how
good point.
You know how crazy people would go, Marvel fans would go if they did X-Men versus Avengers, which is like the big example that they use for what could possibly happen with. There we go. I gotta build that. Sorry. If Marvel could do everything, they could have X-Men versus Avengers. That's the example that everybody uses.
Yeah.
You know how crazy that would go. The world would go.
How much money that would make?
Yeah,
I think
and
Avengers
so there'd be
showed
plenty
that,
enough.
right? Yeah.
There'd be plenty of money for Marvel and Sony.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or Fox.
Yeah, you hope they can figure that out.
Sure.
Are you excited for the new X-Men movie?
I am, man. I really liked First Class a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Especially because if like hardcore X-Men fans were like, wait a minute, First Class, where's Beast?
Yeah,
Where's Cyclops? They wanted First Class. They wanted
the First Class they know.
Yes. Yeah. The comic book.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
Mystique and Magneto and the black guy that got killed. What was his character name?
I don't know. You're the Marvel
Mimic?
guy.
No, not Mimic.
Shout.
No. It was crap.
You're losing your Marvel.
No,
cred
I know.
now.
He was a character. He was a character in the comics for a short period of time, but he also did the job.
That's Sandman.
Yes.
He's made a Sand. I don't know.
Yeah. Hence the name. I think he's actually a Jewish guy. Sandman. Louis Sandman.
Of course, he was invented by Thomas Hayden Church for the movie.
Yeah. Checkpoint.
How often do you get to play games with your kids?
Very rarely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my kids are going through this period now where we made the mistake of getting them iPads, like iPad minis for their birthdays. And so now they're doing, like my son does Minecraft for the iPad, and my daughter is playing Temple Run.
Okay.
So, but having said that, like my son still does Lego stuff for the Wii, so I haven't had a chance to get this game yet, but this is definitely on the list of stuff to get.
There we go. So you got to treat yourself. You got to get one of these PlayStation 4s, Xbox Ones for you. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. Now, see, I think, though, I would probably get a Wii before I would get the Xbox.
You'd probably get a Wii U before you get an Xbox.
Right. Well, only because, like, and I had this discussion before with the guys who bought me the Xbox.
Yeah.
It was easier for me to pick up the Wii because I'm not a hardcore gamer. And I don't know if at this point in my life I could ever get good enough to be a hardcore gamer.
Gotcha. I see.
So it might be easier for me
to
to play and enjoy versus becoming skilled with the many buttons and joysticks and controllers.
You got to come down here by me and shoot these silver things.
God darn it! Something's there. We go.
I think that thing keeps trying to. You
gotta,
no, Tony. There you go.
See, I'm not even sure how I'm aiming.
You're holding down square and then moving your joystick.
There we go. See, I was telling when we were doing Epic Gaming Time, I was telling that Jessa Day, literally, I'm a button pusher because I'm trying to see what works and what doesn't work, and that's the struggle I'm having with this right now, is I'm not quite getting what is working versus what's just
pound square and then hold square eventually. Now we just got to kill all these guys. Yeah, that's where we met, actually. That's where we fell in love.
That's right.
Epic Gaming Time.
That's where it started.
One of the Epic Mealtime shows. Has your show aired yet?
Not yet. I was watching. They just did one with. Oh God, I can't remember the gal's name, but they just played something called Crunk, I think, or
Crunk.
Something with a guy made of garbage.
Knack.
That's it. That's it.
That's a PlayStation 4 one. I guess all of them were PlayStation 4.
Yeah, because that was the gimmick. They were giving out PlayStations to the winner or the hospital
if
kids.
They won.
Yeah, if they won, they gave it.
Don't say if you won or lost. No.
I shan't.
Don't ruin your show.
I will say, however, that I did better than I thought I was going to do, not being a gamer.
Yeah.
I did better than Bob Van Dam. So take that, man, wherever you are, if you're even listening.
He's not.
He's not.
But somebody will tell him. Somebody go
probably.
tell Rob Van Dam. Chris Daniels is better than him at video.
Let's see. You got to get the sand wet. So
you gotta target this guy up here too. You're the only one who can blow up the silver stuff there. I don't know. Am I wrong? Fire and see what happens. Maybe you have to get up here. I know that there's fire involved somewhere. Not fire, but shooting stuff. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, I had to be flying to get that.
Gotcha.
For you. All right.
I'm gonna change back in. Now, Bruce here. Who's your favorite Marvel character?
Just for longevity of enjoyment, I have to go with Wolverine.
Oh wow, okay.
But a lot of that too also has to do with creators too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember how I felt reading Claremont's first miniseries, like him and Frank Miller's first Wolverine miniseries, and just thinking, outstanding. You know what I mean? You couldn't give it enough praise. And that's sort of how I feel now with like Bendis and like what he's doing with the new X-Men and like what he's doing with Jean Grey.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he's doing a great job with sort of getting the idea of a character who knows that she's dead in that time realm and how she's dealing with all that stuff and how everybody their preconceived notion over the person that becomes Phoenix. Yeah. All that is just like it's just all interesting stuff, man. Just to see everybody's reaction and everybody's how they interact with her because of all that of stuff she hasn't even done yet.
Yeah,
you know,
right. Judging her before she actually goes.
Right. She hasn't done anything wrong at this point, or to her, she hasn't done anything wrong, despite the fact that, you know, she's killed all these people and killed herself and come back to life.
Yeah, shoot those things.
There we go.
So are you raising the kids on comics and Marvel stuff?
I'm trying to. They're not at the point yet where they're enjoying comics. Like I'll get stuff for them, and when I go to the times that I've been to Marvel, they've gotten me stuff that I've gotten for them. I'm trying to get them into the all ages stuff now.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got all ages stuff, whether it's Marvel, DC, or Independence, and I'm trying to get them into it so that they get used to wanting to read.
Yeah.
And they're sort of getting there, but they're not quite yet. Like reading's not fun for them yet, even if it's reading a comic book. So.
What about reading IGN? Are they into that?
I have to get I don't spend enough time on the computer where I'm reading a lot of sites, so I need to get better at that.
What about wrestling sites? I always wondered that when I used to go to Raja, you know what I mean, .com or whatever, and get all of my scoops. I was wondering if you guys ever read that.
Sometimes, like I'll read internet stuff just to see if like what I'm trying to get across is getting across, or if it's just like falling on deaf ears.
Sure.
You know, and it's funny too because in the wrestling community, the wrestling internet community is looked upon poorly.
Oh, really?
It's almost it's like, why are you listening to these guys? It's a small minority of the actual fan base.
Right.
But I've always said that the two worst things you can do with the internet community in that respect is believe everything they say and believe nothing that they say.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, however small or whatever percentage they are of the actual fan base, they're still, a passionate part of it. And so, like, if I read something, I'll take it into account. I might not believe it's gospel, but I certainly wouldn't discount it like, oh, well,
just say,
what do they know?
He knows nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
that's sort of arrogant, too, to think, oh, well. So I'll read certain things and be like, okay, well, this they like this, they don't like this. I won't do that again. Whoop, hello. Did I do that? Oop.
I was saving and continuing. Yeah, we go through the same thing at IGN, right? Where if people in the comments are negative about a video or an article or whatever, it's like they're not. They are the vocal minority, right?
Right.
There's so many people who came to that article, read it, enjoyed it, and left. They didn't go and comment and tell you that you're awesome or anything. But
Right. It's tough though, man. I mean, you literally can't. You can't please everybody all the time, but you try, and so like, it'll still bug me because we're human. You don't want to hear, oh, that sucked, or oh, you didn't do good, but you just sort of.
Do what you
press on, yeah.
What do you think of this Lego so far?
It's cool, man. It looks super intricate. Like I'm basing this off of like my experience with Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's definitely got a lot to it. I guess part of it too is the fact. Whoop. I did something.
Yeah, it's your
spider
your
sense.
spider sense. Yeah.
It's definitely doing it on a bigger screen is pretty cool.
Yeah. If you walk back up here, you can web that thing as Spider-Man.
Oh, I think I just turned into Hulk.
Hit triangle real quick.
Triangle.
Just tap it. There you go.
All right, now I'm Spider-Man. Okay. So if I walk back up here.
And then hold. See that circle appears over his head. Hold on, go back towards the middle of the screen. There you go. And there you go. And then tap it.
All right, there we go. What did he say?
Spidey sense.
No, I couldn't hear the last part.
Something close by or something.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Now, who does the gold stuff? Is that you?
It'll need to be it's one of the characters we don't have yet. When that's your encouragement to come back on free play. And
gotcha.
Screw around.
Now, when I do the spider sense, what am I looking for?
It should show you things you can interact with.
Ah, gotcha.
It's jobbing you, and then tap circle again.
There we go. There we go. Oh, so now we can climb that to go to the other side. Is that our goal?
Yeah.
All right.
We're going after Sandman up here.
Seems like I've got my hands full with you.
See, he's making puns
I gotcha.
there. Yeah.
I gotcha. I bet you I have to web that.
Uh-huh. Look at you.
I'm getting it.
Guy doesn't give up. Let's find a way to take this thing down.
Whoa. Whoa, brother.
Held triangle too long. Went from Hulk to Banner to Hulk. Get out of here.
Oh, you need to get up here.
Yeah.
All right.
This might require some extra muscle power.
That's Agent Coulson,
That's awesome. How about that, Clark Gregg?
Yeah, remember when you thought he'd be a throwaway character or whatever from Iron Man? Look at him now.
Yeah. Which one is build?
You want to hold down triangle? No, that's not right. Square.
Square.
Sorry.
All right.
No, also wrong. Circle.
Circle.
See, even for me.
There we go.
Even for me, I can't figure it all out when I'm sitting
Yeah,
around
see,
doing
it's
this.
tough, man. Like four buttons was tough. And then triangle, so. So stupid. I'm solidifying. That's funny. Dude, I've all the Lego games that I've played, I've been super impressed with just like putting it together and the mentality of the storylines and the like all the the little I guess Easter eggs of finding the toys and all that stuff. It's cool. So
yeah, they do a great job with that. TT Games, man. Everything they take on, they're big fans of. They get a chance to go through and make these goofy games that are for fans by fans.
Right. Oh, we need to get something else to make him wet, don't we?
Yeah. Hulk can smash those. Hulk's gonna have to do something with that thing.
Whoop, I just jumped away from something. Oh God! You know what? I'm screwing up.
It's all going to hell.
I'm screwing up. I'm completely
You're trapped
off.
in that A. Yeah, you gotta have up that A thing. Can Hulk jump?
Yeah, but I gotta. How do I change back to him?
Hold down triangle.
Oh, now I'm Spider-Man. Okay. God, no wonder I was like, where the hell did I go?
I'm bringing the Hulk up.
Are you bringing Hulk up? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Get him,
You
Hulk.
hate fun times. I get it. So what's next for you? What's your next step in the career?
You know what's funny? I just keep wrestling, honestly. Like, people ask me all the time, especially after 20 years, they're like, hey, man, how long can you keep doing this?
Yeah.
And the truth of it is, like, as long as I stay healthy, like, I've never been, like, a super daredevil. I've never been one that's like, oh, you know what, I'm going to fall off the building today.
Yeah.
So I've always tried to wrestle safe and wrestle smart. And if I can keep doing that, I feel like I can continue to do it and be successful. So that's really it. Like right now, Frankie and I as the team, we're still, trying to do stuff that's relevant and entertaining and try to be a central part of the show. But, until we have like a clear direction of where they want us to go, all we can do is sort of show up and keep doing our job.
Yeah.
But the good thing about that is like working with Frankie and just doing stuff has been fun and still continuing to try and be entertaining and do stuff that trying to be the thing that you talk about after a 2-hour show. Like I get on Twitter afterwards and your mentions are all blowing up because they're like, oh, the best part of the show was bad influence, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's fun to still try and do that. And that, as long as it's still fun, it's still worth doing,
Yeah, totally.
Like video games, you know what I mean? It's like if your job is playing video games and critiquing them and getting the word out to the masses that they're good and it's still fun, then it's not really a job.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
right,
a job,
right,
but it's you never that thing that you never work a day of your life if you love your job. That sort of jokey joke. So,
well, Christopher Daniels, that's the first level of Lego Marvel superheroes. What did you think of that?
that was awesome, dude.
Yeah? I'm telling you,
I just filmed.
You get that Wii U.
It's very
You
possible.
get this for your kids.
Yeah,
They're gonna love it. They're gonna have a great time. This will get them into comics
hopefully.
and smashing stuff.
Ha!
Two things
They
you gotta
already
worry about.
smashed stuff.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, for all the groundbreaking video game coverage, you keep it here on IGN. But if you want to see Chris risk life and limb for your entertainment,
Sometimes mine, sometimes other people's.
you want to watch that TNA Impact every Thursday.
Spike TV,
Yeah,
9 p.m.
9
Eastern.
p.m. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thanks for having
What's
me.
your
man.
Twitter? Toss out your Twitter.
Oh,
handle.
at FAC Daniels. The FAC stands for Fallen
Fallen
Angel
Angel.
Christopher.
I know.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know that.
They need to learn their history.
Come on, folks.
You're king of the indies. Somebody show him some respect.
Former King of the Indies. Current
We already
King of the
said
Indies? We
kings
did.
only have to die.
I don't want to die yet.
Exactly. So you're
Let's
king of
stick
the
around
indies.
for
All
a
right,
while.
just take it.
Can
And
I
then watch
retire?
him on Up at Noon, December 30th. Beyond.